Howdy, friend. I suggest you hold very still. I have a very pointy arrow aimed at your heart, and I'm not afraid to let it fly. Very good. Hands where I can see them. Don't move a muscle. You take directions well. Now then, who are you, and what are you doing in this part of the woods? You're not too bright, are you? Or maybe you think I'm not too bright. Try again. Which is it? Are you lost, or are you foraging? I see, so you got lost while foraging. A very likely story. And now you're here, where you definitely don't belong. The way out is back the way you came, friend. But since you don't actually seem to know where that is, I suppose I can guide you. As long as you don't try anything stupid. Hey, you're the one who's out of your element. These are my woods. My people work hard to keep them safe. You should consider yourself lucky I don't shoot you now and leave your body at the edge of the forest as a warning. Wouldn't be the first time. What's your name? I don't like it. I'll just call you human. Y'all look alike to me anyway. Doesn't really matter what I call you. What sort of a question is that? Maybe you really are stupid. I'm an elf. A wood elf specifically. And my name is none of your business before you ask. I don't give away personal information. Did you just say that out loud? To my face? No, I heard you. You said treebilly. You called me a treebilly. I know what it means. You don't think I've heard it before? You are a first-rate moron at best, and a racist at worst. You know I don't like that term, right? Just because we live in the woods and avoid contact with idiots like you doesn't mean we're backwards or slow. Quite the opposite, actually. Stop. Just stop. I'm going to assume that you spoke out of ignorance and not malice, so just remove that word from your vocabulary starting now, and I'll pretend I never heard it. You got me? Right, well, now I'd really like to be rid of you as quickly as possible, so put your hands down and in front of you. So I can tie your wrists. I'm going to lead you out of here, but I don't want to take any unnecessary risks. And you walking around with your hands free is an unnecessary risk. Especially now. I have no idea if you mean me harm or not, but you're certainly not my friend. I'll cut you loose once we get to where we're going. Again, may I remind you of your options. Arrow to the heart, or a nice stroll through the woods with your hands tied. Pick one. Smart. Put your hands in front of you. Let me just... There we go. Not too tight, right? Hey, I'm not a monster. I don't want you to be in pain. Just, mildly uncomfortable. Now come on, this way. And of course, if you try anything... Yeah, you're catching on. Don't think you can trick me, human. I don't just have this bow, I have other weapons on me. More suited to close range and way more likely to kill you fast. And I have advantages in just about every way. My reflexes are faster, my hearing is better, my agility is... Thank you for tripping over your own feet to prove my point. Nicely done. So come along quietly, we'll get you out of here. What? What is it now? Oh, your basket. Guess you really were foraging, huh? Or at least putting on a good show of it. Let me grab it 1 second. Here's your basket. You can hold on to it. Now start walking. What were you foraging for? What sorts of things? I'm just curious. I know this forest better than anyone, and you seem like you haven't spent much time in forests at all, so I wonder what it was you were looking for. Let me take a look. It won't take long. Let me see in your basket. Oh, Interesting. Well, I mean, you don't need me to kill you, as it turns out. You're on the way to doing it pretty effectively yourself, and anyone else who eats what you make. Okay, well, for starters, look here. These berries? These purple ones here are okay because they're fully ripe, but these over here, they're still pink. They haven't ripened yet, and if you eat them, you'll get sick. Like puking your guts out sick. And that's just for starters. This mushroom, see the yellow spots on it? Good rule of thumb is don't eat stuff that has spots, pretty much ever. Put it this way, I actually do use this mushroom sometimes. I make it into a paste that I can dip my arrow tips in if we have to go to war. It's a pretty powerful neurotoxin. It'll kill anything I shoot, even if it's a non-lethal wound. So yeah, do not under any circumstances eat this. In fact, wash your hands just for touching it. You got me? If I wanted you to die, you'd be dead. Right now, I just want to get you out of here and not have you immediately die from your own stupid. I'm just going to toss this into the underbrush. There we go. Let's see. Oh, this greenery's fine. Kind of tasteless, but fine. Oh, okay, these nuts are actually good. They taste good on their own, but if you have time, you can use them to make a really potent drink, sort of like a beer. We elves love it. It's the closest we can get to drunk. Yeah, well, you know, elf metabolism. We don't get too affected by things like that. Not like you idiot humans. You get messed up on the mildest of things. Speaking of, this right here is hallucinogenic. More so for humans than just about any other race. Probably wouldn't eat it if I were you unless you feel like taking a little trip. Good call. What's left in here? These mushrooms are fine. This one will probably make you go blind. And this one's edible but super disgusting. Tastes like dirt with rancid mud on top. Okay then, I think you're sorted. Now you can take your basket home and not kill your family, or whoever it is you're cooking for. Come on. Hey, despite my interest in getting you out of here, I'm not your enemy. I don't care for humans, but you seem mostly harmless. I just want you to not be in my woods. Speaking of that, what brought you here? The nearest human settlement isn't that close by. And you give every indication that you don't know your way around in nature. What would drive you to come this far just to pick up a few toxic mushrooms? Ah, sorry to hear that. Did you lose everything? Was anyone with you? Oh, so you live with your younger siblings. How many are there? And they all got out at least? No one was lost in the fire? Well, that's good. How much of your village was affected? That's a lot. I can see why you might get desperate in your hunt for food, especially when you have loved ones to feed. I get it. Yeah, I do. I look after my family too. I hunt game to keep food on our table. In fact, look, here in my bag, a few rabbits. I was hoping for a deer, but this is a start. I almost thought you were a deer when I stumbled on you. But lucky for you, I don't like to waste arrows. I waited until I could see my prey, and it turned out to be a confused human. It's fine. I'll get back to hunting after I get you out of here. It's not all that far, actually. I understand. We do what we have to, right? We do what we must to keep going. Hopefully you'll be able to rebuild and start fresh. What is it you do, by the way? Do you have a job? Truly. At least that's a good skill to have. Every town needs a smith. You any good at it? Oh, you got anything on you that you could show me? You know, a knife or a pick or something. You say you're a talented crafter. I like fine craftsmanship. And I can be the judge of how fine it is if you have something I can see. The pouch on your hip, which hip? Okay, hold still, let me check. I'm just looking for the knife, don't make it weird. And don't try anything. This one? Let's see. Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. Yeah, I love the Damascus steel. And the balance of this blade is exceptional. That is some delicate work right there, this scroll bit. I'm very impressed. I am. You made this by yourself? Well done. I'm pleasantly surprised. This is beautiful. And quite sharp, actually. You have a gift. I'm done. I'm putting it back in the pouch. As much as I like it, I wouldn't dream of keeping it. Unless it were for sale and I were to buy it from you. I mean, if all your work is that good, perhaps we can reach some sort of understanding. Maybe I could buy my arrowheads from you. Maybe a knife like this one. Do you have others? Then I am definitely interested. What you lack in foraging knowledge, you make up for in metalwork. Again with the assumptions. Just because I don't love associating with humans doesn't mean it's not necessary sometimes. Our elf smiths aren't at this level. I can appreciate and pay for work like this. It's worthwhile, and it would benefit us both. Only if you're interested. We're nearly to the closest road. From there you can find your way home. But if you're interested in opening a line of commerce, we can set something up. Don't push your luck. I only speak for myself, not all my people. But you never know. With quality like this, you might end up with a whole new customer base of elves. Assuming you really did do the work, yeah. You're not wrong. Most of the time we don't deal with humans. You'd be one of the few with an in, so to speak. Not that we'd like you or have you over for dinner or anything, but, you know, a healthy mutual respect for professional work. You got it. Is that something you'd be interested in? Assuming you have access to a working forge. I don't know what your situation is since the fire. Perfect, then. I might even be able to provide you with some special wood. It burns hotter and longer than what you probably use. Don't mention it. Like I said, I don't hate you. You look after your family, and you have a respectable skill. I can appreciate that. Okay. Up this little ridge. There you go. See down there? On the other side of that hill is the road. Follow it to the left to get to the closest human town, which is probably yours. Either way, it gets you out of here. You're welcome. Here, let me cut your bindings. There you go. You're free as a bird. Just, try not to get lost again. And stay the hell out of my woods. You got me? Okay, I got your name. I'll come looking for you when I'm ready to place an order. Does that work? Maybe a week or so. And in the meantime, here. The rabbits, take them. I'll call it a down payment. Something you can actually use to, feed your siblings and stuff. Whatever, it's not a big deal. Just take the rabbits. Seems a fair trade for the work I plan to order from you. Now go. Get on the road before it gets dark. You have a ways to go yet. I already said you're welcome. Go on. Oh, wait. One more thing. You can call me Viessa. And you can also keep that to yourself. Got me? Good. Go home, human. I'll see you soon. Hey, Sweetness. Special shout out to this audio's randomly selected Sweetness patron, Exterminator. Thank you so much to all my patrons. You make this channel possible. If you like what you hear, be sure to hit the subscribe button below. Leave a like, and check out the links in the description for my other channels and ways to get cool perks for supporting me. Thanks for listening.